All right, so today I will be talking about the history of technology and media and how they have evolved and shaped our culture. My name is Peter Feltis. I will have some um, clips, maybe not clips, but I'll have some um, quotes from my mom about her life growing up and the technologies that impacted her. I will go through radio and movies, as well as other influential technologies that helped shape people of the world. So to start us off, media has evolved greatly over time. It has shaped us as people in the United States and throughout the world. Um, this presentation will mostly be focused on technology and media that was used in the 1980s and 1990s. The person that I will be getting this information from is my mother, and she is currently 53 years old. So she was growing up in the mainly 70s through 80s, but also 90s when she was in and out of college, and the experience she had and how media impacted her life. So the first piece of entertainment slash media we'll be talking about is radio. Radio was first invented in 1895. It took a while to become popular, but during the 20s was prime radio, and it was extremely popular as an entertainment form. This photo on the slide is a transistor radio, which was popular in the mid to late 1900s, mostly 1960s and 70s. That brings us to the 70s and 80s, where radio was still a main source of entertainment and music, and it remains a main source of entertainment today. It's changed over time, but more or less remains the same. People listen to music on the radio. My mom, growing up in the 70s and 80s, would use radio as to play music all the time. That was the only thing. They didn't have iPods or iPhones, so obviously that's something that's changed. But she also was listening to sports on the radio for a long time, and I think that's something that's kind of become more popular recently. So moving forward with movies, movies first became popular in the early 1900s and obviously remain popular to this day. Some things have changed with movies while others haven't, such as going to movies has been a popular social event for as long as movies have been a thing. Um, Movies have helped form culture. Over time, production value in movies has improved greatly, obviously. My mom, growing up, it was a special treat to go to the movies or go to a drive-in movie, which hasn't changed much, but now obviously we have streaming services, just Netflix, Hulu, HBO. So we don't typically go to the movies anymore, which is something that's changed about movies in our culture. In conclusion, although technology and media have undergone a lot of change, their influence remains great. Um, Movies and radio have helped change the culture of America, and although we've gone from radio and drive-in movies to just watching shows on streaming services, it's interesting to hear the experiences my mom and other people growing up in the 70s and 80s had when cellular devices weren't a thing. But at the end of the day, media and technology has a great influence on our life, just in different forms, and probably a greater influence than it had in the 70s and 80s.